We have Joe Newman and Gus Unger Hamilton from Alt-J with us today. So welcome to KVNA, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's great. So what many people don't realize is that your name has nothing to do with alternative, but rather is a code for creating a triangle on the using Alt-J on the Mac, which is the capital Delta letter in the Greek alphabet. So how did you come about your name?
Well, it was funny, really. We were originally called Films, and we quickly realized that was an incredibly difficult thing to Google to come up first on the kind of the Google list. And we'd also been mistaken for another band in Kentucky called The Films. On some of the, I think it was like some kind of, what was it, Gus? It was
a festival that we were playing in Leeds, and they used a photo of the films and described them. You know, it was a whole big mix up. Yeah.
And then so we had a list, didn't we? We all had like lists of band names that we liked. I think Gus, you had Army. Was Army one of them?
Marine.
Yeah. And I can't actually remember what my list was, but Gwill, ex-member of the band, came up with this idea that on the keyboard you have Alt-J and it brings up the delta sign. And because we're all kind of sort of like literary students and art students, I think we thought it was kind of quite clever. And that's where
we were right.
And we weren't wrong.
That's great. Now, it's been 5 years since your last album, Relaxer, and we're really looking forward to hearing new music from you guys. Your fourth album, The Dream, is scheduled to be released February 11th. I understand that many of the songs on the new album are based on true crime-inspired stories. How did that come about?
Yeah, so since like 2016, my sister, beginning of 2016, my sister introduced me to a podcast called My Favorite Murder. And I then very quickly became a avid listener. And so I listen to this podcast every week. And I just think that slowly that bled into my writing. I've always been fascinated by true crime and what drives people to think that it's justified to inflict awful things on other people. It's pretty macabre, but it's definitely something that I'm kind of sort of I turn to. Yeah.
Well, we love your new song, U&ME, and we'd love to hear you perform it for us here at KVNA.
Summer holiday, having fun. Happiness is between two months. Feeling funky on a rolling boil. Smiles bend all over, can't control how I feel. It's just you and me now. Round off kimonos for my girls in the sun. Sending videos to friends in London. Strut like Stellan Skarsgård, chewing from the bar. Playing my candy tangerine Telecaster. It's just you and me now. 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 Two hot palms pressing down on my face. Dragged by my sockets to a better place. Flashing in the dark, my luminescent tongue. can hold on to the memory of the day for the rest of my life. I can hold on to the memory of the day for the rest of my life. I can hold on to the memory of the day for the rest of my life. I can hold on to the memory of the day for the rest of my life.
So we're talking to Gus and Joe from Alt-J on KVNA, and we just heard them perform U&ME, this new song from their forthcoming album. Now, your 2022 tour starts in February also. The tour stops in Las Vegas April 3rd at the Virgin Hotel. For us fans, what can we expect at the show?
Well, we've always enjoyed playing old songs and new songs at our gigs. So, you know, it's going to be 10 years of our first album, since our first album came out next year. Well, this year, I should say, sorry, 2022. So we are going to be playing lots of songs from that. We're playing lots of songs from the new album, The Dream. We always have an amazing light show. We like to think of our lights as essentially the front man of the band, letting us kind of concentrate on playing the music and not kind of having to, you know, be the whole, you know, front man kind of thing. So, you know, an amazing light show and songs old and new. I think that's always how we like to try and do our shows, really.
I understand both of you have become fathers this year. How's that changed your perspective on life, and what new perspective changes will happen in your music? Yeah,
it's been a big year for us both. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, perspective on life, I suppose, you know, I probably suppose like many people, you know, there's a certain amount of kind of humbling that goes on when you become a parent and you realize, you know, that you're no longer the most sort of important person in your own life. But, you know, ultimately it's, you know, we're both bringing our children on this American tour, which we're really excited about, bringing our families out. So it's going to be a big family adventure, and we're really excited to make some memories with our kids and, you know, tell them all about it and show them photos of it when they're older, because they're both babies now, but they won't remember it, but it's going to be good.
That's great. Now, you started work on your new album in January 2020, just as the pandemic was getting hot. I understand your song Getting Better was written to reflect the true horrors of what COVID-19 can do.
Yes, it was. Sorry, Joe's really
I'm having I realized I had probably about 10 seconds of battery. I had to judge. Yes, Get Better. Yeah, that was a song. I think it was kind of like, yeah, roughly inspired by the pandemic. It's not directly about the pandemic. It's kind of the musings on sort of you know, coping with sort of like bereavement and going through sort of great loss, sort of through, you know, quite directly, like your closest person in your life and losing that person. And actually, I think it's the fear that, you know, we all have, and for some, it's an experience we are going through, and we continuously go through. It doesn't get better. You just get used to the loss, and so it was kind of like a song about that, really. Yeah,
it's really changed everything in life, hasn't it? This COVID-19.
It's definitely changed everything. Yeah.
Well, let's hear that song now. It's Alt-J on KVNA with their song Getting Better, performed live.
Hallelujah, I'm listening to a recording of you sleeping next to me. A cappella, I'm listening to you cover Elliott Smith's Angeles. It's these times I'll need if you go. It's these times I'll need if you go. Get better, my darling, I know you will. Get better, my darling, I know you will. Get better. I'm drawn to the motorway, the cold whoosh of trucks passing. This night time under sodium light, the orange spread is so poignant. A younger you and a younger me, meeting at the Serpentine. I am yours, you are mine. Happy birthday, stuff smuggled in a card I made. It rests under your pillow. When out of I see you, you'll cringe at all the I love yous. The card would tie the life of one by row. At this time, I wanted you to know. At this time, I wanted you to know. Get better, my darling, I hope you will. Get better, my darling, I hope you will. Get better. I'll start the day with tiramisu, raise a spoon to frontline workers and underfunded principal. They risk all to be there for us. A younger you and a younger me, meeting at the Serpentine. I am yours, you are mine. You were the baker, I'll christen this new era with the smell of freshly baked bread. Your Nutella, I'll keep it in the cellar. You were always a fan of that spread. 6 months on, there's a car crash outside the fire brigade. Using the jaws of life, no flush at night. To sound your return, I still pretend you're only out of sight. Front garden bouquet, I threw it at the fire brigade. I was admonished and told to go back inside. From the living room window, I stand and watch the white sheet go over the family car, and I close my eyes. I still pretend you're only out of sight in another room. Smiling at your phone, I still pretend you're only out of sight in another room. Smiling at your phone, I still pretend you're only out of sight in another room. Smiling at your phone, I still pretend you're only out of sight in another room. Smiling at your phone, I still pretend. Hey younger me, hey younger you, meeting at the Serpentine. The beginning of spring, you wore those yellow ripped jeans. Your look defined my 2009. Your shyness stoked my boldness. Shall we go in? I smile. Your hand warmed walking through the gallery. Get better, my darling, I know I will. Get better, my darling, I know I will. Get better.
That's Alt-J on KVNA FM performing the song from their forthcoming album, The Dream, being released February 11th. That's quite an emotional song. I understand many of the songs on the new album are based on some harrowing experiences in your life.
Yeah, so they're kind of, I think we've always, as writers, we've always used a kind of like a kernel of truth and then put that in within a fictitious story. And I think a lot of the songs are about things that we do experience, but maybe not directly, and things that we're more often fascinated about. and there is kind of sort of like moments of sort of reality, and then you kind of weave this sort of fiction around those realities. So, you know, whether that's John Belushi's death, or whether that's a chilling experience on a mountain, you know, you kind of turn these things into you know, other stories that don't necessarily exist in reality.
Well, we are really looking forward to hearing the new album and seeing you on tour. It's been too long since you've been around. It's great. Looking forward to new music from Alt-J.
Oh
Yeah, we can't wait to come back to the States. You know, it's been a long time, and yeah, it's going to be a fantastic tour, and we really hope that everyone likes the new album, because we like it loads.
That's important. Well, thanks for joining us on KVNA. We've been talking to Joe and Gus from Alt-J. Can you do one more of your new songs for us?
Definitely. This is a song which is a little bit of a sort of tongue-in-cheek. It's a bit of a fun song. It was written, also, it was one of our songs that we wrote quite quickly, and a bit like Get Better, it's a song that kind of like deals slightly with events that are in the news. It's about the kind of mad gold rush that we've been living through of cryptocurrency. It's about it's a song about a 15-year-old boy who becomes a millionaire through trading crypto, and it's called Hard Drive Gold.
Great. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks again. Here's Alt-J performing Hard Drive Gold on KVNA FM.
Give me the gold, straight into my hard drive. Give me the gold, straight into my hard drive, baby. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm 15 and my kind of skipping. My neighbor Sue is watching me from her window. Oh mama, did you tell Sue I'm a millionaire now, baby? Trading that crypto. Give me that gold, give me that fire, give me that gold, give me that fire. Hot. Crying on a stranger is so very soothing. I'm outside my school. My teacher took me to one side and told me I was I left and Google neoliberal. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money. Straight into my hard drive. Give me that gold. Straight into my hard drive, baby. Yeah, 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 yeah. Non-shatter ruler, put it on the table and go brrr. Watch it shatter. Clearly mom starts to kneel with the Audi. The next morning he shouts from his door. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money. Gold, straight into my hard drive. Give me that gold, straight into my hard drive, baby. Yeah, 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 yeah.
This song's called Tessellate.
By chunks out of me, you're a shark and I'm swimming. My heart still thumps as I bleed, and all your friends come sniffing. Triangles are my favorite shape. 3 points where 2 lines meet. Toe to toe, back to back, let's go. My love, it's very late till morning comes. as Tessellate. Stones alone, my love. He alone, my heart. 3 guns, 1 goes off. 1's empty, 1's not quick enough. 1 burn, 1 red, 1 grin. Search the graves while the camera spins. Chunks of you sink down to seas. Blubber rich in morning. We'll notch you up, yes, we'll notch your love away. It's fair to say you will still haunt me. Triangles are my favorite shape. 3 points where 2 lines meet. Toe to toe,